Sarah from The Craft and Louise from Teen Witch are two sides of the same coin. Both are teenagers when they discover their witch heritage. Now, while this isn't unusual in witch TV shows and movies, I think the similarities between these two works is quite stunning. For instance, we have Sarah, a teenager 16 years old, who discovers that she's a natural witch, as her mother was before her. She's always had these gifts, they've just manifested themselves haphazardly. And then we have Louise, who much like Sarah discovers that she's a witch as well. Now her powers start manifesting around her 16th birthday, and much like Sarah, they manifest haphazardly. She thinks of things, they happen, just not always the way they want it to. Now unlike Sarah, who's a natural witch because her mother was a witch, Louise, on the other hand, is a reincarnation of her former self, a witch named Modesty who was born in the 15 or 1600s. And much like Louise, Modesty had all of these gifts that would allow her to influence the world around her, and the two of them do so in a number of different ways. Now, much like Louise, Sarah discovers that she also has the ability to make things happen in a way that normal people couldn't, through the use of magic. And unlike the rest of the women in her coven, Sarah finds that her kind of magic is far more potent and she's able to accomplish even greater feats than the three of the other witches combined. And it's through that magic that she's able to enhance the lives of those around her, almost to a fault. Now, upon watching both of these films, there's three major things that these women have in common, and I'm gonna call them the 3 M's. The first is master manifestation, the second is manipulation, and the third is mentorship. So we're going to start off with the first one, master manifestation. Now both Sarah and Louise have an insane ability to create their realities as they see fit. There's very little barring them. Now this is not without consequence though, because they have to be specific in what they're asking for, because if they just say what they're thinking, they might get what they want, just not how they want it. For example, Louise has a friend here. This friend wanted to be hip and cool, so she allowed her friend using her magic to experience that. Things went well, and she got to achieve her dream of being hip and cool. And I'm sure we're probably all aware of what could possibly be the most cringy scene in movie history. The scene where her friend starts to rap, but it is really cute at the end. Anyways, however, where on one hand, Louise is helping her friend achieve her dreams of hip-hop stardom via a rap battle, the flip side of that comes with a bit of a downside. Louise had an acquaintance that she was wishing well ahead of a school play opening. She told the girl to break a leg, as is customary in theater, so as not to jinx her, and the girl eventually ended up going to break her leg. Louise was not intentional enough, and what she said came true. Again, master manifestation abilities on 10. On that same note, Sarah is also a master manifester. You want some peace and quiet? Let's make ourselves go deaf. Want blonde hair? We can do that for you. Your school bully is bullying you? Let's take care of it. So much like Louise, she has all of the ability to create any reality she wants, so long as she's intentional about it. Now that leads us to our second thing, mentorship. Now finding out you're a teenage witch can obviously come with an identity crisis, so you need some mentorship to help you on your journey. Now the difference between Louise and Sarah here is that while they both accept and acknowledge that they are witches, one of them accepts the help of a mentor while the other one initially rejects it. Now they both end up needing their mentors because each one of them provides a wealth of information that the two need to navigate their new lives. However, the help that Louise received early in her discovery definitely helped ease the growing pains of witchcraft as she started to learn it. And this is something that Sarah would have to learn the hard way. Initially rejecting that mentorship, she would find that she'd need this help later on, especially as her coven turned on her. So again, if you find out you're a witch at 16, go ahead and accept the mentor you're provided. Now the third thing on the list is manipulation, and whether that be popularity or love, this is probably one of the most dangerous manifestations of magic a witch can have, because you can influence free will, which is something you're not supposed to be able to do. And this is something that both Louise and Sarah attempt. Now for one, it goes really well. For the other, not so much. Now while both of the men in these stories were attracted to their counterparts, only one of them actually had real feelings for the other. And I honestly still debate that. Now for Sarah, this ended up in the death of Chris, who she cast a love spell on. And this love spell made him obsessed and violent. On the other hand, with Brad here down below, Louise's love interest, he actually ended up catching feelings for her. And as a result, the spell, although it helped get her there, didn't need to be maintained to keep the feelings flowing. Anyways, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Do you think Teen Witch and The Craft have a lot of similarities? If so, go ahead and drop them in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video.